the belief in a workable Nigeria is very low, irrespective of party lines, irrespective of religious lines, irrespective of educational background. There is that common, I can use the word common now, please permit me, but there is that common perspective that anything goes in Nigeria. So some of the people who would not work as hard while they are in Nigeria or when they are in Nigeria, when they travel abroad, they put in their best. They're giving 100%. Now I understand some will say, oh, the system. But who makes the system? It is you and I. It is you and I who make up these systems. And so when I saw the headline, Abdulsalami urges Nigerians to support Tinubu, I asked, are we really willing to support Tinubu? And I'll tell you why I asked the question. Sometimes when we involve ourselves in politics, it's just because we want a particular person to win, and not necessarily because we believe in the optimal functionality of the Nigerian society, economy, and otherwise. It's not because we really believe in it. It's just because we want our own person to win. But like some of these politicians will tell you, especially the legislators, the time for politics has passed. It is now time for governance. And for there to be proper governance, just like I was amongst those who would preach at the time, go vote, I'm also still going to preach right now that you have to participate in the governance for governance to be proper and thorough. Yes, you can't leave it for the politicians. Because if we leave it for the politicians, they would do it the way they like. Remember, you are the employee. Or rather, they are the employee, you are the employer. Yeah, that's how it sounds. You are the one who has employed them. You're the employer, they are the employees. So you cannot leave it. You cannot leave it for the politicians alone. You have to be very much a part of the governance of Nigeria, the governance of your state, the governance of your local government. Quoting the former head of state, Abdulsalami Abubakar, he said, "Let us all give peace a chance. It is absolutely necessary because if there is no peace, there is no country." That's number one now. In Nigeria, there is enough for everybody. I would like us to try to be each other's keeper, to put our hands on deck to move the country forward, he said. And on the issue of subsidy, he said this subsidy issue has been on and off, but Mr. President has taken a decision to remove it, and I hope we will all see how to help him to make sure that he succeeds. So while you're waiting for the courts to come with a final decision on what really did transpire during the presidential election, are you ready to be a Nigerian citizen? Are you ready as a Nigerian to think about Nigeria? Now see, this yet again, this is not about your party, your religion, your ethnicity. This is not about, hey, they did it in 2015, they did it in 2013, they did it in... It's not the time for all of that. This is the time for us to sit and critically think. What are the problems in Nigeria? And how do we build our systems to be able to solve the problems bedeviling Nigeria? Now, I'll tell you why. Other countries, we always make references to other countries. They have similar issues. I think I said this in the course of this week. They have similar issues. But they have systems that ensure that these issues meet solutions. And the systems are manned by individuals, human beings. So you and I, we would need that mental shift, that paradigm shift. We will need to begin to think solutions to issues and not complain. Complaining never solves a problem. So on the show this evening, this 4 o'clock hour, I've got a question for you. Are you willing, as a Nigerian, are you willing to help support your governor, your president, your legislative representatives at the federal and state level, even at the local level? Are you willing to help them get Nigeria to the promised land? But before you say you're willing, what should be in that promised land, and what role are you going to play to get us to that promised land? Because whether we like it or not, we would have to make sacrifices for us to get to, where we want Nigeria to be in the Committee of Nations. I've got a commercial break coming up. After the break, I'll open the phone lines. Remember, the numbers are the same: 0817 923 0002 and 0817 923 0003. WhatsApp 0809 0306416. I'm Kalada Kurubatabor. Conversations continue. Just stay tuned. Listening to Add Facts on 92.3 Nigerian, and we're looking at a statement made by the former head of state, Abdulsalami Abubakar, and is asking for Nigerians to support the president. And I'm extending the conversation, and I'm saying that Nigerians should support all structures of governance to ensure that governance is thorough and proper. And for that to happen, we have to be participators, or we have to participate in the governance of Nigeria. And for us to be able to participate, if the worth of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable, so to say. So what I'm driving at is we need to also understand what we want to participate in. What do we really define as governance? What do we understand as governance? Is for you a governance all about building roads and bridges? Is it about, we need to define all of that. What do we want Nigeria to be like? What do we want Nigeria to look like? Everybody's traveling to Dubai these days, but a couple of years ago, many years ago, Dubai was not as beautiful as it is now. And they sat down and they had a vision, they had a dream, they had an agreement as to how they want Dubai to look like, what they want Dubai to be. And now Dubai is competing. Dubai is just one region in a country, but it's now competing with many countries. I want you to look at it from that angle as well. So the question is, yes, we must participate. Like the former head of state has said, yes, all hands must be on deck. But what are we participating in? Are we participating in corruption? Very good question there. Are we participating in anti-developmental activities? Are we participating in things that are likely to put the country in the doldrums? Or are we participating in developmental activities and ensuring that our developmental strides are big feats that even the world will marvel at how fast we've grown? And it's sad because with the level of professors, I keep making this reference, the level of doctorate degree holders, the level of master degree holders, as a matter of fact, the level of Nigerians doing well overseas, Nigeria is still in this big hole that Nigeria still finds herself in. So are you ready? Irrespective of what happened during the political era, irrespective of your religious leanings, irrespective of it all, are you willing to work for Nigeria to be great? If you say yes, what role do you intend to play? If you say no, why are you saying no? Because I would then have to classify you amongst the people who intend to leave Nigeria. All right, 28 more minutes. I'm going to open the phone lines now. 0817 923 0002 and 0817 923 0003. WhatsApp 0809 0306416. Facebook 92. Where's it again? Nigerian for PH. Sorry about that. Nigerian for PH. It is on Facebook. We're live on Twitter, Nigerian for PH as well, and on YouTube, Nigeria Info PH. Okay, all right. I've got Richard and is calling from Iwafe, but I just saw a message.
Good evening, Mr. Kalada.
Welcome then. What's on your mind?
The truth is that most of us that are crying about the situation in the country, in fact, are more patriotic than the so-called leaders.
Okay.
The truth is this: I am not willing to support anything that has to do with illegality, no matter how much we think about it. Illegality remains illegal. So,
Richard.
I'm listening. Yeah.
I've just said that I will not discuss anything in the court. It's not you that will define what is illegal or legal, but actually the court. And I have said leave it for the court. But then I have come up with the angle and perspective that while the court is doing what he should do, Nigeria's development will not wait because time waits for nobody. And I'm saying, as it is now, are you willing to help develop Nigeria? And your answer is no. Is that what you're saying?
The truth. Yeah, the truth is that if I have my way to Japa as others is going to eat our food anytime soon, because it is the same people that have been destroying the country, that kept us the way we are the people that are leading the country today.
Can I ask you a question, Richard?
If we have a different thing, I think we can decide to but we've not had anything that look like as though we'll have our way.
Richard, can I now ask you a question? You said you've put in efforts. What efforts have you put in? Can you educate me, please?
Sorry, sir. I didn't hear you well.
You said the efforts that you've put in is not yielding results and would not yield results anytime soon. I'm asking, what efforts have you put in? Can I know the efforts?
Okay. Let me start by the fact that I called you today.
Okay.
You know, you didn't pay me for calling you.
Of course, I did not.
I am spending my credit to contribute to what I think that we need. And this is not I'm spending money just to make sure that we have people that will think in the right direction. One. Secondly, I have been part of voting since 1993, trying to vote the right leaders. But what we are seeing is imposition of leaders by the people that call themselves elites. And it is not changing. Okay. And also, I have done at least a little bit to in this country. Yes, it seems that people that are behave anyhow are the people that benefit for all of this, our efforts.
All right.
So, yeah, nothing is changing.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Richard. Thank you for your time. Well said. I've got Braid from Good evening to you. What's on your mind?
Yes, good evening, Canada.
I'm listening to you.
Hello.
I can hear you loud and clear. I'm listening.
The statement credited to Abdulsalami Abubakar, the former head of state. For me, yes, all hands will be on deck. If Abdulsalami could say all hands should be on deck, it's fine. It's a good one. It's a good one. But I also want to appeal to Abdulsalami Abubakar and other head of state and past presidents. Let all their hands also should be on deck to ensure that all our looted funds is brought back to the treasury. When there is so doing, all hands will be on deck. It's not when people are looting the treasury, you will come to the page of newspaper, you will say all hands should be on deck, while others are dying, others are jubilating. Then all hands is not on deck. They should be able to cooperate with the president on power right now. Even the president on seat right now should also fight himself for corruption, since he wants to fight other people. Because he is once a governor, he is once a senator. He will never tell me that he has not dabbled with Nigerian funds.
But you don't have, you don't, Bread, you know, Bread. All right, thank you. All right, thank you.
Ensure that we have good governance in this country. That is my take. Thank you. I remain Chief Comrade.
Thank you very much, Brave. But Brave, you know, I said this like 1,000 times. You can't accuse anybody to corrupt because you don't have to that effect. And the only way you can say when it's corrupt if and when the courts come out and declare judgment. But until then, you can't say that. You can only allege. Kenneth is calling from Rumekini. All right, I missed that one to call back. There's this long read. It says, Kalada, there is no amount of support from ordinary Nigerians that could change these politicians. It is not that they don't have people's support. The question is how and what they do with the support. As long as we continue to celebrate evil and not punish wrongdoers accordingly, we will not make the headway in this country. The former head of state was here and saw what happened during the elections, the crisis and violence here and there. Did he speak against it? So as long as we continue to tolerate wrongdoing, corruption and injustice, nothing will change. Thank you, John Putharkat. John, but yet again, that is why we have the courts. But the question I have for you is, are you willing? Do you really want Nigeria to grow? Maybe I should rephrase the question. Do you really want Nigeria? Like, okay, forget politics, forget everything. Do you really want Nigeria to grow, where inflation is not even up to 10%, where unemployment is not even up to 10%, Do you really want a country where it is industrialized, there are factories everywhere, there are, industries, jobs, agriculture is booming? Maybe I should paint a positive picture. Do you want a situation where we've got dams that will stop flooding from, entering communities like Awuda West, or communities in Awuda West and Awuda East, or the Orashi region entirely? Huh? Think about it. Do you want a country where about 80, or maybe that's too much, about 60% of the things we manufacture, or about 80%, 80% is too much once again, about 60% of the things we consume are manufactured in Nigeria? Is that something you want? Is that something you dream about? If yes, then are you willing to work for it? Kelechi is calling from Iliosu. Kelechi, good evening.
I greet you, Kalana.
All right.
Kalana, what I want to talk about is about this. You are talking about Nigeria developing, while the electoral tribunal need to deliver justice. It's good to go process, and it's also good to get justice. You understand? But if you build anything in injustice, that thing will never be.
Kelechi, I have not. No, Kelechi, get me right, because I won't let you continue. I have not said there is no justice or there will be no justice. I mean, you have your own perspective of justice. I have said wait for the court.
What I want to say is this.
Okay, go ahead.
What I want to say is this. It's like our law here in Nigeria supporting justice. And that's why we're having it in full bag now. Look at the inflation rate you're talking about now. Look at the people running away. If it is a good one, the strangers will be coming here working for us while we pay them. Do you know that even the subsidy in question, we are the ones supposed to collect subsidy from people, not we paying people subsidy, because the oil in question is our own. So it is what I'm baffled about. How our own thing goes the other way. In other part of the world, where they do election, they rectify election with their law before they swear anybody in. No, say what you do that brought it to power is excellent. Then you can answer is excellent.
Okay, Kelechi, thank you very much for your time. Yet again, you miss Israel from Outer West. Welcome.
Yeah, Canada.
Welcome. Yeah, welcome then.
Yeah, this is Israel Igbo from Outer West.
Welcome. Let's talk.
You asked a question that are they willing to support Mr. President? My own answer is yes. I'm willing, and my family, we are willing to support Mr. President Tinubu to rule Nigeria credibly. That is my will. I know I'm not in APC, but I supported him.
Okay,
because what I need is not a party issue. What I need is somebody to take Nigeria to greater height. Somebody that can fight insecurity. Somebody can empower the youth. Somebody can provide employment for citizenry. Somebody that can liberate the poor masses. That is what I need right now. That can bring the price of goods. Because as I speak to you, you cannot use 20,000 naira and go to market.
Israel.
Of early 90s, the value of 20 naira is more than 20,000 naira of today.
Israel, can I ask you a question now? So you want to support, you say, but how do you intend to support? What role do you want to play in our society that will help governance?
The support I want is those people who lost their election should have cooperated fully to ensure that Nigeria go, because there is no peace when there is crisis.
Okay.
So I'm appealing to the opponents.
Israel, they are in court, so we're not going to talk about that. I've said that like 1,000 times.
Okay, no problem.
But thank you very much for your time. Yes. Now, before I take the next call, maybe I'm going to use about 2 minutes to explain yet again. Now, see, this is it. So some of you are saying, there is no development without justice. But I've just said the matter is in court. So let's say, hypothetically, that one of the people in court wins the court case, and then the government of the day is asked to leave, and that government comes. So what if the government of the day has done so poorly that there is little or nothing that the government you think should be comes into power can do? Have you thought about it from that angle? See, yet again, it's not about who wins right now. The court will define that. The court will tell us. I am saying, shift your mind from the politics and bring it to the point where we are thinking of the survival of Nigeria. Would you support? Okay, yes, you feel there is no justice right now. The court will handle that. Hopefully, the court will handle that. Now, I am saying, while the court is handling that, nature abhors vacuum. Nature will not wait for you. Are you willing to play your part in the development of Nigeria? Because to a large extent, the reason why Nigeria is the way it is the lack of faith. The lack of faith in Nigeria by Nigerians. I'm going to listen to Promise, who's calling from Gokana. Okay, I missed that one. I'm going to read a message. Okay, I got a couple. This one says... you say it will take a miracle for the country to work. Have you read the book by Deron Asimoglu, Why Nations Fail? If you haven't, I'll give you a very, very brief summary, although I'll advise you and every single human being to read that book. According to him, nations fail because they have extractive economies, among other reasons, and these extractive economies are built over time by the system. Basically, the fact that we were colonized played a very huge role in the way Nigeria turned out to be. The British made us an extractive economy to benefit themselves, and now it is almost impossible to break free. We are messed up from the start of my opinion. Also, you went ahead to say, I know you will point to countries that were colonized like Singapore and Botswana, but their circumstances were different. Just read their history. I've got Kenneth, and he's calling from Rumekini. Kenneth, good evening to you. Welcome.
Good evening, Canada.
Yeah, welcome. Let's talk.
Okay. My name is Kenneth. I'm calling from Rumekini.
All right. Welcome, Kenneth.
Okay. With respect to the question you asked, talking about whether are we ready to support the government of Buhari, and Tinubu. Yes, I think I'm ready. And a serious good in this current government. But the issue I'm having is just the people around the man now. Because if I want to mention some persons, I know we have some persons that we think they are not good with respect to their record in the country or from their state where they come from. For example, like Wike. Outside,
but Wike is not in his cabinet. It's not anywhere in his government.
I know.
So
currently, he's not in the cabinet, but I know. Soon you will hear about.
But what if he doesn't make? You see, no, Kenneth. I don't like.
What I'm talking about is that.
No, Kenneth. Wait, take your correction. I don't like things that are not factual. So what if you make all these conspiracy theories and we can never mix it to the cabinet? What if? Have you thought about it from that angle? So let's be factual, please. Go ahead, I'm listening.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. So what I'm talking about now is that I don't know, because sometimes I know most of our people, they are traveling. They don't want to stay in Nigeria again with the way things are going. Even me, as I'm talking now, I'm ready to leave the country also. But I don't know what we can do. I know the man is trying, because for like 16 days he has been in the office now. He's showing that he will do so many things. And I've seen that the man is a man that has capacity to transform the whole Nigeria. But my fear is that how can he do this? All these bad persons I'm seeing around him that are coming to greet him, you hear they are coming to Aso Rock, and you know their record, then that's my fear. So I don't know, because sometimes I think about myself. I say, if I had known, if God asked me, I will born, I would have told God that I would come to Nigeria with the way Nigeria is. I'm regretting for being a citizen of this country.
All right then. Okay, thank you very much, Kenneth. Thank you for your time. I'm guessing you know better than God, who, according to you, brought you to Nigeria. But let's see now. So it says, Mr. Kalada, good day. I will support Tinubu, but Tinubu should also support us by making things better for the people he's leading. Just like he said on Monday, infrastructure, education, employment, constant electricity, fighting security, etc. Lastly, I want to buy a bag of rice for 15,000 naira in Tinubu's regime. Thank you, Anna. Anna, thank you very. I like the way you put it. It should be a give and take relationship. As you support you back by giving you a better economy, and I like that. But I've got Fine Mind, and Fine Mind is calling from Port Harcourt. Fine Mind, good evening to you.
I've always been telling people that Nigeria was a mistake. Whatever has happened to us has been predestined.
Are you there? Hello? Okay. I guess, can you hear me, Fine Mind? I guess we lost the connection. So I'm just going to go back to... But I would have loved to hear your predestined conversation. How do you mean predestined? Oh, my goodness. Let's see this one. Our reward system in Nigeria is poor. The end justifies the means. You do anything you like and say people should support you. The problem in any country where the election of the leadership is marred with irregularities, rigging and violence is the issue of legitimacy. It cannot be forced on anybody. So let's work on conducting the proper election and not to sham off an election. Then we don't have to worry about all these sermons about supporting the president. For now, he is in that office which he really contested for. So let him do the work. Everyone must not support you, Flat Earth from Port Harcourt. But Flat Earth, let me take on this argument of elections and no elections. Do you know that the election that brought Trump's administration into office, it's still been contested, and there are conversations around Russia hacking the electoral system and enabling Trump to win that election. There are those conversations, but it didn't stop America from running for 4 years, did it? It didn't stop America from doing what was needed to be done at the time. And that's my conversation. I'm not saying there should be no investigation. I'm not saying there should be no judgment. I'm asking, while we are waiting, do we just fold our hands or stand in akimbo, or do we ensure that development takes place irrespective? And that's a solid conversation, whether you like it or not. Christian from Rumigbo, good evening to you.
Yeah, Kalada, how are you?
I'm doing great. Welcome on the show.
Yes, my name is Christian, like you said. A country is not an abstract thing. It's something we see physically.
All right.
And Nigeria is not the vegetations we're seeing and all the environment, other things you can talk about. Without we humans, there will be no place like Nigeria.
All right.
And I want to say that we are not brought to this place by accident. We consciously made that choice to become Nigerians. So nobody should deceive. Nobody should say he didn't know. He know, you know. If God does not decide for anybody, we have our free will. We make our choices.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is that I am not going anywhere, Kalada, because the grass is not greener more than anywhere. I want to tell us that Nigeria is one of the most blessed countries in the world. As a people, we have to come to this level of consciousness to understand that we must contribute. The contribution is not left for the leaders alone. You see something, you say something, wherever you are. Stop taking bribes. If you see the wrong thing, you don't do it. All of us that are complaining, just go to our little corners. How are we living? We aid our children to pay money for them to pass exams. We do all manner of things. They give us contracts. We are not doing it. So many things we are not doing. Wrong attitude. And at the end of the day, you think that we are not going to pay for it, because what a lot of us don't realize that there is a law that is outside our control, which is the law of sowing and reaping. Whether we know it or not, it works. What a man sows, it reaps. What a nation sows, they reap. There is no two ways about it. So if we must want to enjoy in this country, it is our responsibility to contribute. Have you seen where somebody is not contributing anything and want to get? Even the Bible went further to say it's more blessed to give. What does it tell you? It's contribution. You must give.
Okay.
If you don't give, don't expect to take. Don't expect that one man sitting in Abuja will do the whole thing. We as citizens have to contribute positively. Our character must change. We must love ourselves. We must do those things. Why do they ask us to be patriotic?
All right,
Chris. That is the only thing. If we don't live above this, our low level of consciousness, and begin to do things rightly, That is commit ourselves to ensuring that
Christian, I've got to go now.
I'm telling you, I'm not jackpine anywhere.
All right,
want to let them go. So that
all right, thank you very much, Christian.
For more talk, news and sports, stay tuned to Nigeria.